Hello, everybody. Coming to us. If you can hear us, say hell yeah. I can see the green bars today. Gotta drop that bass. We are live. New week, last Monday of February. This month's already gone. Basically, what is today, the 26th? So 2 more days. Oh, 3 days. We get an extra day this year.
Yeah, it's leap year.
Woohoo! Extra day. So it's today, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, who was it? Till Thursday. So basically, the rest of the week is what can we squeeze out of February, right? Every last drop. There's only weekdays left.
Yeah.
What are you doing to maximize, to optimize what's left of this month? Shortest month. Let's get the most bang in.
Yeah.
Especially with the extra day. So let me ask you a question. What do you think your closing percentage would be if everybody that you talked to about buying something said yes to you before you told them what you did?
100%.
Pretty high, right?
Yeah.
Well, we have a way to do that. That's why the people who use our systems consistently close north of 75%.
Okay.
Because we actually get the buyer committed to doing business with us before we tell them exactly what the solution is.
It's interesting.
It's science.
Yeah.
If you find science interesting, it is interesting. I got 4 pages of notes here, so hopefully we're going to be going right up to that 3 o'clock hour. If anybody has anything to say about it, we got the chat on now. That's great. We got an eye on the audio. So we're continuing on with the sales funnel, and if you watch this every day and little by little, and if you go back, you're probably getting thousands of dollars of training for free because it costs a couple of $1,000s. Actually, I think the price is very reasonable at $750 for this video series that Ray and Tony did, 33 video chapters of success of the sales funnel. And we're kind of just going through those videos every couple of days, and so you're kind of getting them secondhand or thirdhand through our conversations. If you want it right from the source, go to coachingdonebetter.com, sign up as a member. It's absolutely free. Go to Resource Vault, and there you will find success secrets of the sales funnel, and contact me for a special deal for access for all of those
I was
videotapes.
just going to say, how do you get the sales funnel videos?
You get them just by right there, going to coachingdonebetter.com and go to my resources. So basically, we're going to be talking about finding somebody's dominant buying motivation.
Okay.
Okay. And what happens is 99% of the time of the sales force that go into people's offices or they face their prospective client, they're in salesperson mode. And we want to switch that to something that Ray and Tony call EBPs, and it's not eyeball problem. That's what we used to say in school. You got an eyeball problem? You got an EBP? This is equal business partners. Oh, yeah. That was fighting words. But now it's equal business partners.
Okay.
And so instead of saying, I'm the salesperson, you're the client, we want to create a consultative relationship, an us relationship. We want to work on the problems that your company has, the solutions that you need. And there's a process for that because Ray Leone created a system called the sales funnel, and it's scientific. And so we're at the problem definition solution right now, which is instead of asking your client, maybe they called you, they know that you offer a product or service, so they called you, they made the appointment, and now you go in there and you just talk about 10 benefits and features and ways that you help the world. And what good is that to somebody who only needs something very specific solved? It's not good.
So you're saying don't go in and just pitch them.
Well, we call it puking, but yes, pitching.
Okay.
Don't pitch slap them.
Yeah.
What we do, we've talked about this before, resonating statement, positioning statements, getting to know them by looking at their desk and their clothes and listening to their tonality and their modulation, how they speak. We're past that now. Now we're really into finding out, it's called problem definition. That's what we're doing. We're defining the problem that they're having. So let's say the kid that came in here, Aaron, last week and asked me if I was the person who is in charge of my internet. Let's say instead he asked me, is there any way that he could help me with my business in regards to my internet? How could my business do better with a better internet connection?
Yeah.
And
Or
then-
could he have asked, like, how is the service?
No, that's not a good
No?
question, because I don't. Maybe how is it is one way to do it, but how can your business benefit from a better internet solution?
Okay.
Because now I'm not saying, well, it operates great, but that's not giving him anything to work with. I'm asking an open question. How can my business benefit from a better internet connection?
Okay.
Now I can say it would benefit with fiber optics because I know it's instant upload, instant download, and that's for live streaming. That's what I need. Now, instead of telling me that he works with AT&T and that the company's been around for 152 years, instead of telling me that there's only 2 providers in the whole state or Broward County that offers fiber to the curb, and that's AT&T and Comcast, now instead of saying I can save you $152 for the next 12 months because I know you're paying $250 for your Comcast connection because that's how much the minimum is for business, and we're only at $150. Did I say I cared about how much I paid? Did I care how long they've been in business? Do I care that there's a competitor? None of that. I didn't say that. I need faster up and down time. So now he can spend his time defining why is that important to you? Well, I can tell him now he's not talking about Comcast. I might be saying Comcast has so many outages and Comcast has lag, and I've experienced this. Now he can really get me talking up the reasons why I need his service. Or his product as it is for this one.
So he's asking a question.
He's asking
As he
smarter
walks in.
follow-up
Yeah.
questions, deficit questions, or they're called latent pain. They're uncovering latent pain. Latent pain is pain you didn't even know you had. You've had all this pain, you didn't even know it until I asked you these questions. Now you're thinking
Yeah.
about it. Son of a bitches. It's
Yeah.
right. That's why I'm lagging.
Okay.
So when you define a more defined problem, opens the door for a better solution.
Yeah.
So if salesperson B from AT&T comes in here and talks about how long they've been in business and talks about how much cheaper they are, and that now you're a commodity. I can buy that from anybody selling that your product or
Yeah,
service.
you're not any different.
Yeah, but when I think about my problem with my internet, I got to call Aaron because he's my internet guy. He knows exactly what I'm doing and why I need what I need, and he's going to get me the package I need. He's going to get the installer here to do
so
it.
it's more personalized.
Much more personal. But it's also, it's also not only personalized, but it's a team. You're becoming indispensable.
Yeah, it's like a partnership.
Yeah, like I'm afraid
Yeah.
not to have you at my Rolodex because let's say if I work for a corporation, you may be telling me things. Hopefully, you're telling me things about what I need that I didn't even think of. And I don't know everything about AT&T, so I can't come up with this off the top of my head. But if I did, and he told me things that I could take that to the boss and look good for it, man, that's valuable. That's a
Yeah.
good position to have with somebody in a buying position.
Yeah.
So the next thing to do is this is called the research phase. So you're asking these questions, but you're going to ask them, give them a list. And on that list, there's going to be certain things on there. And I'm not going to get too much into it because this is really, really it's very, very valuable. It's called the WITI, the what's important to you. And we're not going to get into that on this call or any other of these live free things, but this is worth buying the program by itself. The one thing is the WITI. Because you're going to close now, do a trial close, a test close. If I can get you an internet service that's more dependable, that's quicker, the up and down, that's not going to not be ready for your live stream, that's not going to make your live stream lag, is there any reason we can't do business? Is there any reason you wouldn't switch?
Well, you'll find the objection
Well, I'm asking.
right there.
Right.
I would say maybe cost.
Right. So now you've uncovered
Yeah.
the cost. So if I
Yeah,
can
so that's my objection.
So
right?
other than cost, Is there
No.
anything else that you need to know about my company or me that would prevent you from doing business?
No.
Other than that. Okay, good. So you're ready to go then. Okay.
If the cost is right.
That's right.
Yeah.
I know the cost is right, or else I wouldn't be here. Now, does that mean the cost is cheaper?
No.
Right.
No, because you get what you pay for a lot of times.
Yeah. So now let's say that when I showed you the plans and it is more than you're paying now,
Okay.
and you say, but that's more than I'm paying now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But if the value's there,
well, how would I create the value in your mind by you telling me that this is more money than you're spending now?
if you could give me the things that I don't have, that I didn't know I needed.
Right. So I've given you that because that's
Yeah.
kind of, I asked you, now I'm presenting you everything that you asked for, but we're still higher. Because many, many, many times, Ray's system is higher than any other competition. Everything he's ever sold, when he sold pools, they were higher.
Mm-hmm.
Right? When he sold plots of land in Arizona, it was higher.
Yeah.
So there's a way for me.
So do you package it? You bundle it?
No.
I don't know.
Okay, I asked you. Miss Christie, you said that this was important to you. We got higher speeds, and you said that it was very important that we're dependable because we're always on because you're live streaming. So let me ask you. Now this, we're going to get into, Ray calls it spatial selling. It's my favorite part of his whole program. So I go here, I say, I am this company that's going to give you the faster speed and the dependability that you need for your business, because your business depends on this message going out to live people every day, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I walk over here and I go, the cheaper solution, not less expensive, the cheaper guy,
Yeah.
what kind of dependability have you experienced with them? You know, what kind of speeds? Is your lag, you experience lag? And then I come back over to me. I moved over here when I was the cheaper guy. Now I'm back here to me. Mm-hmm. And now I say, tell me, you said yes, as long as the price was acceptable. What about this product made you come to that decision that as long as the price is right, you would come with this product?
The upgrade in service.
Okay,
Yes.
upgrade. So is that it?
I think so.
The service and the
I don't really
dependability
know.
and
Yeah.
the speed. I mean,
Yeah.
everything we talked
Okay.
about.
Yeah.
So now I just asked you, what about my product did you like? And you're selling yourself now. All right. So if everything being equal,
Yeah.
if you
So
got
psychologically, I'm replaying in my head.
yeah. So earlier I would have probably
Yeah.
covered something called the value triangle, which
Yes.
means if it's good
Yeah.
or fast
Yeah.
or right or
Good, cheap,
or
and
cheap, you get
fast.
2 out of the 3.
Yeah.
It's exclusively impossible to get all 3. So you want more speed. Your business is dependent upon it being up and no lag. Are you telling me that the increase in cost? Now, here's this. How about this? Let's say you're going to spend. Now, I already told you earlier that it's $100 cheaper, but or less money. But let's say it was more money. Let's say it was $100 more a month.
Okay.
That's $1,200 a year. Okay, so now we go to spatial selling again, okay? I'm here. What's the, let me go here. Let me go to the bad guy first. I'm the cheaper version. On the cheaper guy, what's the best case scenario? It's $1,200 cheaper,
Yeah.
but what happens, so best case scenario, you keep that $1,200.
Yes.
But what's the worst thing? The dependability is being bad and lag. Could you lose business?
Yes.
Could you lose your job, maybe?
Maybe.
Now, I'm not come back to where I am. What's the worst thing that happens if you spend $1,200 more a year with me?
I'm out $1,200.
Right. But what's the best thing that could happen?
I could be more efficient.
Yeah.
Get more business.
More dependable.
potentially. Yeah.
So does that outweigh the benefits of maybe losing your job?
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
right.
Or a client.
Okay.
Like,
All we need are your initials here. And that, for the most part, that's where we talk about becoming solution selling. We are providing a better solution. Solution selling typically is commodity selling. And that's what most people do. They just come in, they go over the 10 things that they do, and they become a commodity. Finding out the unsaid problem is how you become the expert. And when you're the expert, you're more expensive.
So how do you determine those things in your business?
Well, you ask. First off, you probably should know everything about your business and a lot about the company that you're going to see. So you already know about the person, you know a little bit personally about them, you know professionally, definitely, you know about your competition. So when you go in there, you know your competition is asking the same questions, you know how to switch it up and ask deficit questions.
Okay.
Okay.
And do your research on your client.
Absolutely have to do research. You always go in there knowing a little bit of something about what they're going through. Because, your competitors all are saying the same thing. So the only way to say something different is to know more than them. And how do you know more? You have to ask. You simply just have to ask. And that whole rapport building in the beginning is key. Because every step of the way in the research phase, you're asking for permission to move forward. You're making sure they understand that the things that you're talking about are important to them. Otherwise, here's what Ray does. He figures every time he says something that you're saying, you're reading on his forehead 2 words, so what? What does that mean to me? So when I ask you something about what's important for this internet and you say it's speed, and I say, well, that's great because we have the most speed of because of fiber optics, it's instantaneous. There's not even a way to, we can calculate it in numbers of millibytes. And now if I'm talking to someone very specific, I'm going to use very specific numbers. If I'm talking to a high C.
Then you want the data. Yeah.
And if I'm talking to a high D, I'm just going to say it's fiber, man. It's instant. Bam, see that? It's in there. Which means to you that you're going to have dependable every time you turn that live feed on, it's live. And that countdown to 3 means 3, not 5, like you used to use with Comcast.
Yeah.
Right? When you go 1, 2, 3, I know it's lagging 4 or 5. But now you probably wouldn't say it with Comcast because we do get shy away from saying anything bad about our competition, but facts are facts. So, which means to
So
you.
you could just say competitor without naming
Yeah,
someone.
you could say it's a competitor or your current provider, But which means to you is the key to so what? It's the answer to so what. And so when you verify or validate that I'm talking about something that's important to you, I really address that. And I talk to them about the importance in following that up with which means to you means that there's no so what, that they do care about it. And if they're doing what you're doing, yes, some people just nod, never give feedback. And you think that they're buying in, but really they're not listening to you. How do you get them to listen to you?
Ask questions.
But when you're just saying things, there's a way, there's a trick. Did you know? So if I'm going on and rambling and you're not really listening, but then I said, did you know that?
Oh, okay, that's a question.
Well, it's kind of a rhetorical question, but
Yeah.
it actually does pique someone's mind. I go, okay, oh shit.
Yeah.
They're going to ask me if I might need to answer this. So what did you know is a way to get people's attention psychologically.
Yeah.
When you're in the middle of a sentence, like in the middle of a dialogue, just throw that in there and you'll snap them right back with you.
In case you lose them.
Well,
they
yeah,
start,
because
like,
if you're not
falling
treating the
asleep.
person that you're in front of, because nobody's a professional overnight, this takes practice.
Yes.
And that's probably one of the biggest things that salespeople who are world class do differently than the people who are looking to make money and that always have commission breath. They don't practice. They're just going up to people talking. Now, there's one thing about talking and putting it in practice into place. But there's another thing to doing it right. My drum teacher used to say, practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
So if you are practicing with your other salespeople, when's the last time that you, Christy, went over with anybody, maybe some role play, with overcoming objections?
Last week.
There you go. You're a professional. You're world class. So, your objections are never price-based. Sometimes they're commission-based, right? I don't want to pay
Yes.
3%, 6%.
Yeah, they're committed. There's lots of different objections
Yeah.
in real estate, but
But
big one
is
is
it fair to
commission.
say commission
Yeah.
is 90% of them?
a lot of it, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have a certain go-to answer. Yeah, you do. I'm not going to ask you to share your
Yeah.
trade secrets here on the air, but yeah.
I think it depends on the person.
But how
and
many
the situation.
how many salesmen do you think go after the most simplest objection in the whole world, which is price objection? How many do you think really practice this, overcoming that objection with teammates, with supervisors? I think a very, very low number.
Yeah.
Very low.
Yeah.
Because that's why the
Yeah.
world's made up of
Well,
two
it's-
kind of people.
Yeah.
The successful and
it's
those
not
who
really
are not successful.
Fun.
They're fun.
It's not fun, but it is good. Like I'm on a call a few mornings a week with other agents, and we role play, and they're creative, with different ways of handling different, and we bring up, like real life scenarios, like how would you have handled this? How would you
Yeah.
have done this? And it's helpful.
Good.
Yeah.
So that's the trick. I mean, this is what you do. You get those buy-ins in the research phase when you're finding out what's important to them. And if I could provide this to you, and then, so there's something called the perfect close. Also for you sales folks out there, the perfect close. Ray talks about it in those chapters, in those videos, and they're very short. They're anywhere from 4 to, I think the longest one is 9 minutes long. So they're not very long. It's 33 chapters, but
I've watched a few of them.
they're pretty close.
They're good. They're
really,
interesting.
really
They
good.
move fast.
Yeah, and so he
They're
has
all
the
on the
perfect
platform?
close. They're all on the platform, and it's $750. But if you call me, there's a discount code. It's really, really great. And there's also obviously group coaching and in-person coaching where we actually go to these corporations, and 70% is the minimum. 75% of if after they go through sales funnel training.
That's good.
That thousands of salespeople, not hundreds, not dozens, not here selling one thing, dozens, hundreds and hundreds of products, thousands of people across the world, north of 70% closing, because you get a yes before you even talk about what you're going to offer them. You have a checklist. I did this, the witty.
So basically, you've already sold them.
Yeah,
Before
you've gotten up to.
you got there.
The objection at the end is confrontation. The objection during the pitch, during the research phase is in request for more information. How about the what does he call it? He calls it it's one of my favorite. It's the conditional close. Already jumping to closes, but you know what the conditional close is?
No, I don't.
So you come up with one thing that you just need. So I say, is there any other thing that you need to know about me or the business that would preclude you from doing business with me? There's only two ways to answer that, right?
Right.
Yes, or I need more information. Is there
Yeah.
any other thing you need to know? No. Okay, then we're in business. As long as I did what I said I could do, we
Yeah.
were in business, right? The other way to answer, yes, I need more information. What is it that you need? So let's say, pick anything. No matter how ridiculous it is.
I need to know how long it's going to take
How long, what's going to take?
till I get my new internet
Okay.
service.
And now, well, how many days do you need it?
Yeah. I need it right now.
So in 2 days. Okay.
Is that right now?
So I'm going to write this contract up that says conditionally that as long as this thing is installed within 48 hours from now, that we've got a deal. Because if I go back to my boss and I say, hey, boss, they're going to buy this internet service, but I have to get it installed in 2 days. And she's not committing to buying it until I can show her proof we can. But if I take a signed contract and say, hey, the contract's signed, all you need to do is get an installer out there within 2 days. Contract signed. As long as it's installed before 48 hours, that deal is done. That's leverage. You will get that technician.
You'll
But
get
are they
out
going
there.
to? They're going to stop. They're going to look at the schedule. They're going to reassemble jobs and call people and cancel and put somebody else in your slot if you haven't signed the contract. Negative.
Right.
But if you already have a done deal, maybe we can go through that list and call people and say, hey, are we still on schedule? And then get someone that we know, oh, we can push them out today. Let's put them in that spot and not lose that
Bump
sale.
them up.
Yeah. So that's called the conditional sale, guys. And let me grab that book because keep them busy.
Forgot my juggling balls.
This is the book. It's the Success Secrets of the Sales Funnel. Success Secrets of the Sales Funnel. Ray wrote this back in 1980s, in the 1980s. Tony and Ray have been teaching the system for over 30 years. Well, not Tony. Tony's been over 15 years. Ray for over 30 years.
Yeah.
I promise you, if you get this book and read it, it's on Amazon. Oh, I got a biz dev call at Amazon. But go look at the videos. They're better. This book is good. In fact, if you want this book, if you can type in the chat before we're done, I'll mail you this book for free. If you do this right now live, saying I want this book, I'll mail you a book right now for free. You got about 2 minutes. I'll mail you this book for free. If you want to see those videos, come to my resource vault. Jump on my schedule. Let's talk about it. $750. If you want me speaking at your convention, at your seminars, we talk about this to big, large groups. If you want us in your company, like we've worked with Duke Energy, like Compass Food Group, Tony Leon, Ray Leon,
I
myself.
think there's a big misconception of what that actually means.
That's right. So the sales funnel was written in the 80s before the internet.
Yeah, it's not like a drip campaign
No,
or a
it's not
funnel
about-
system.
Yeah, it's not about stuffing a lot of things in. It's about two people starting at the top of the funnel far apart and coming closer and closer down the funnel so they come out together at the bottom, one with a smile in their hand and the other with a contract. And these three funnel sections are scientific. It's a system, the research phase, the education phase, and the dream fulfillment phase. So the research phase, I'm causing those deficit questions, doing the rapport building, asking the right questions. Then I come back for the education. I'm educating you based on your needs. Okay, the witty happens here. The close on the witty happens here. And then you said yes, no matter what. If you give me what I ask you, I'll buy. So when you come back to do the presentation, it's called the education. We're going to educate you. Then we fulfill your dreams. And that's it. Now, what you don't want to do is be here and get an objection during this part. You have to come all the way back up here.
Yeah.
So there are certain steps to take. It's all scientific. It's all in this book. It's all in those videos. You can hear it from stage. You can get workshops. We spend days and days, 3-day workshops teaching this book. 3 days with your sales team will take you from wherever you are, 20% probably, to 70%. 3 days with your
So
sales
it
team.
also eliminates the people during that process that aren't your client. right?
Like the buyers. It gets you in
Yes.
front of the real buyers. So what's
Yeah,
the
that's what I
objection?
mean.
Well, if
Gets
my
you-
boss says
yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
well now I know I'm not talking to the wrong person.
Right.
Now, have I told you yet what I'm selling you? No. I just found out that you're not the person buying. I haven't told you anything yet. So I've saved time.
Yes.
And you're right. Maybe they're not the person at all. Maybe they say, is there anything that I can do that you need more from me to make your decision? And you say, yes, I'm getting more quotes. All I'm doing right now is asking for quotes. Okay, great. Call me when you get those quotes. I'm out of here. And they're going to be like, what? I'm home eating dinner and some
Yeah.
other schmuck's in that office telling them, they're puking on them, telling them all the solutions that they're going to do for them without even really knowing the specifics that this guy's not even really serious. Right? Now that leads me to RFPs, request for proposal. How do you handle that? Typically with an RFP, I did this for Comcast and for AT&T and for every big job that we ever got, Windstream and for Facebook. You get a piece of paper where you get an electronic file with hundreds of line items, and we have to put our best price for each line item. How do you do that? How do you find out their dominating buying motive?
Ask questions.
They've asked 15 companies to give them their best and bottom price. They're requesting your proposal. Everyone turns in their prices. Yeah. I mean, it's almost like an antiseptic process.
So you ask questions to figure out why they're getting bids.
Yeah. Oh, my God. If I had a microphone, I would drop it. Bing. Here, hold on. I'll give you this. Woo!
Oh, should bring that home.
Why are they getting bids? Why? Why are you doing this process? This is
Right.
hell. Why are you going through this? Well, the last 3 contractors got sloppy and they were hurting things and they were hitting gas left and right and
Or they disappeared.
they couldn't get a hold of them.
Construction
You're
things
hearing their dominant buying motive. It's not
Yeah.
money. It's never money. It's the intangibles, the things that you can't put on an RFP. So now that talks about the first part of this, the relationship building, the rapport building. If you don't have a relationship with these people, how are you going to even get into them to ask them? So
Right.
find out what you can. Maybe it's a whole committee. So now you have to do research with everybody. Why do you? What's important in a contractor to you? What's important in a contractor to person B, to person C, to person D? They all have different disc profiles. They might be a committee, but they're made up of individual people. So now during this education phase, when you go in there to pitch and do your presentation about
Yeah, you're
what the price
covering
is,
everybody's.
you're talking to their pain.
Yeah.
You're solving individual problems, not covering 15 other things that they don't care about. No one in that room cares about that you've been in business for 42 years. You right down the street, you're the hometown team. Who cares? The last team was a hometown team. Couldn't get a hold of them because they got comfortable.
Yeah.
I won a lot of my projects by that underlying problem, not the prices necessarily. In fact, again, we were not the bottom price all the time. And if you're working for a company that only hires the bottom price no matter what, do not work for them because they are going to.
Yeah. Bottom price usually doesn't
You
go
don't want to
well.
race to the bottom.
Yeah.
All right, I have a call at
doesn't.
3 o'clock. I'm going to jump on. No takers for this. No takers for this
Good
book.
job.
That's
I'll take
that's
it.
pretty sad. Okay, here you go.
I have to
I'm gonna
start watching the videos.
I'll sign it.
again.
Ray Leone, best salesman in the history of sales. There you go.
Should send
And his
it to
trusty
Ray.
sidekick, Tony.
Yeah.
All right, everybody.
Thank you.
Oh, and there, Mike Ficara. He's got a winner. Yeah, we got a winner. All right, give me that book back. We got your book right here. All right, bam. We got a winner. So Mike's going to take this, and we got one here. So thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you tomorrow with some more stuff. Maybe tomorrow I'll talk about the perfect close. Maybe I'll talk tomorrow about the witty. Maybe we'll see if Ray yells at me. But get on there, take a look, and give me a call. You need this training. All right, everybody. Adios. We're a ghost.
Bye.
Catch you. Bye, Mike. Thank you.
He said he's going to trade a few cigars for it.
You got yourself a goddamn deal.